For you, Patna's class is over? No.
No, sir.
After the class, Patna's class.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Yes. Okay, let me discuss yesterday's exam doubt. Very first question, anybody any doubt?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, coming to option C, first of all, they gave XA is equal to B and AX is equal to C. You know, AY is equal to XA equal to B and AY equal to B. Sorry, AY. Okay. AY is equal to okay. So matrix A is given, matrix B is given. We have to find X and we have to find Y. Without even finding them, I can tell both of them have same determinant. How is that? You apply det on both sides here. You will get det of XA is equal to det of B. That is det of X into det of A equal to det of B. Det of X is det B by det A. Similarly, also apply det here. Det of AY is equal to det B. Det A into det Y is equal to det B and det Y is equal to det B by det A. So both det X and det Y should be obviously equal. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And because we know A and B, if you want to find X, you have to multiply with A inverse from the right side. X A inverse is equal to B into A inverse. Multiply with A inverse from the right here. This is identity matrix. And identity matrix into anything will be that one. This will get X is equal to B A inverse. But here I have to multiply with A inverse from the left. A inverse AY is equal to A inverse B. This identity matrix will get Y is equal to A inverse B. So both are not same. One is B into A inverse, one is A inverse into B. We know in matrices, L into M and M into L are not same, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Now, how to find inverse of a 2 by 2 matrix? There is a matrix ABCD. Its inverse will be 1 by AD minus BC into DA. We'll interchange these two, minus B minus C. Basically, for this is a adjoint matrix. This is a det 1 by det A into adjoint A. So that's how you really find A inverse. Take B from right side, you multiply with A inverse, you will get X. And take A inverse and right side, you multiply with B, you will get Y. That's how you can find X separately, Y separately. Is it okay? Anybody still doubt about first question? No. And option D, after getting X and Y, just add them and multiply with 3. Okay, this Patnaik sir will discuss. Even though this Patnaik sir will discuss, but still it has determinants also, so I can tell. Anybody want to give an idea for third one, how to do it?
Sir, that will be equal to 2 into the determinant, sir.
What? Yeah, the LHS is actually 2 times the other determinant, right?
Yes, sir.
When can we add 2 determinants?
If the areas of 2 triangles are equal.
No, forget about that areas and all. Determinants chapter, when can we add to a determinant?
When their order is same.
Either 2 rows or columns.
Yeah,
Sir,
it is not a,
2 rows and columns.
yeah, I'm not talking about matrix addition, I'm talking about determinant addition. Here, first row is same, second row is same, third row is different, so we can add third row. Okay. So, X, Y1, X1, Y1, 1, but here you will get X2 plus X3, Y2 plus Y3, 1 plus 1 equal to 0. This is why I added 2 determinants. It is not like adding matrices. If I'm adding matrices, I should write 2x here, 2y here, 2 here. Okay. Here 2x1, 2y1. And anyway, this is 2, you can take common. you will get x, y1, x1, y1, 1, x2 plus x3 by 2, y2 plus y3 by 2, 1, 2 common equal to 0. But what this tells you that there are 3 points which are collinear, that is x comma y, x1 comma y1, and x2 plus x3 by 2 and y2 plus y3 by 2. Okay. So x1, y1 is what? If you take a triangle, point A is x1, y1, midpoint of BC is this x2 plus x3 by 2, y2 plus y3 by 2. Any other point, if you take x comma y, if they're collinear, locus of that point is this line equation. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So that's how it is, that line. Okay. It may not be a very complicated question, but I felt in this exam, it is a nice question. Why? Because on one side it is related to coordinate geometry, and other side is related to maths and determinants. A good combination. Is it okay? Anybody attempted third question right in the exam?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's good. Okay, fourth question. Anybody any doubt?
No, sir.
Yes, sir. The option B.
Option
Sir,
Bombay.
how is option? Yes, sir. Bombay.
Oh, that's a standard formula. The delta of adjoint equal delta power n minus 1, right?
Yes, sir.
If you want to how it is derived, I can give you. You can see your notes that A into adjoint A is equal to det A into identity matrix. When I apply det on both sides, you will get det A into det of adjoint A is equal to, you will get det A power n. And now with this det A, when you cancel, the power will decrease by 1. That's how we get this. Is that okay?
Okay, sir.
Yeah. That is one of the reason I will generally tell that if some proofs are very lengthy, you can learn once and after that you may not remember, it's okay. But when the proofs are 2-3 steps, better to remember because it gives a confidence, and whenever you forget, you can immediately derive it. Is it okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay. Sixth question. Anybody any doubt?
Yes, sir.
I think you just really find A cube, will get identity matrix. Am I correct?
Sir, option B, I have doubt, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I will discuss that, but the thing is, you just find A cube. You will get identity matrix. With that, first three options you can tell, because A inverse equal to A square, and you multiply A on both sides, you will get A power 4 equal to A. And if A cube is I, A power 6 also will be identity matrix. A power 9 will be, you can do whole square, whole cube, whole power 4. That's the option A. Just by proving A cube equal to I, we can tell ABC. Is that okay?
Okay, sir.
And coming to this, if A cube equal to I, apply det on both sides. You will get det A whole cube equal to 1, means det A is equal to 1. Even if you don't notice that, directly find det A, it will come 1. And det of adjoint is det A whole square, na? 1 square is 1. Is it okay, sixth one?
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I think sixth one, many people in the exam, they would have kept correct. Okay, passage 1. Any doubt about 26?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
The main point here is P is orthogonal matrix, means P into P transpose is identity matrix, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, what is this? They want P into Q power 2012 into P transpose, and A is 29 minus 28, 30 minus 29, and this is P transpose AP. Okay, Q is P transpose AP. So take this Q for 2012, you can write P transpose. The first you can write Q, 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 and P transpose. This I will write 2012 times P. Q, you can write P transpose AP, again P transpose AP, again P transpose AP, again P transpose AP, P transpose. Okay. This is an identity matrix. This is also an identity matrix. This is also an identity matrix. This is also identity matrix. So you get a lot of identity matrices. Identity matrix A, again identity matrix A, so on. Identity matrix into is A only. You will get A into A into A. Finally, you will get A power 2012 will come. All i's are gone. Okay. How this is equal to A power 2012? Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
P into P transpose identity matrix given indirectly because I said P is ortho. Okay. Now coming to A power 2012. Now how are you going to find A power 2012? Any
Sir,
A
if you
power
find, sir, if you find A square, it's identity matrix, sir.
what? Oh, you want to write identity matrix plus something.
Sir,
Not
A
every
power
time.
2012,
Sir, if we find
A
A
square
square,
is
it is identity matrix.
identity matrix, sir.
Yeah, A square is coming identity matrix here, and A cube is coming is A itself, right? Okay, that means can I say that not only A square, A power 4, A power 6, A power 8, all are identity matrices, any even power, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and any odd power, A cube or A power 5 or A power 7, multiply with A, will get equal to A. So if the power is even, it's identity matrix, and the power is odd, it will be A itself. So it is identity matrix because it is even power. Is it okay? 26? Okay, 27. Any doubt? No. Okay, passage 2, they gave matrix A and matrix B. First question, anybody
Sir?
any doubt? Yes, please.
Sir, can you scroll little up?
Yeah. 28, any problem?
Yes, sir, 28 from the next.
I think you have to really, I can find debt and equate it to 1. I don't know whether it's useful or not because what the debt will come here when I add 0, 0, 2A into 2BC plus, yeah. If I can write on the screen itself, if A into A transpose is equal to identity matrix, you apply det on both sides, you will get det A into det of A transpose is equal to det of identity matrix is 1. But det A into det A transpose both are same, so you will get det A whole square equal to 1. Is it okay? So simply find the determinant of this equated to 1, and the determinant of this will come 2A into 2BC plus, I think 6ABC will come. Okay, 6ABC plus or minus something, don't worry. When I put a mod, obviously 1 and multiply 6 on both sides, that's how 36 mod ABC is equal to 6.
Yes.
I can really find A into A transpose and equate it to identity matrix. I may get some relation, I may be able to find ABC values, maybe or some relation, but that is sufficient.
So simply you can find the data of ASN. Huh?
Yeah, that's what I said. Det of A you find, and that should be 1.
Okay.
Is it okay?
Sir, why should it be equal
Yes,
to 1?
sir.
Why we should equate? I explained now that A into A transpose is identity matrix. Apply det on both sides. Left side will be det A into det A transpose, which will be det A into det A whole square equal to 1. That's why. Is it okay?
Okay.
If I find A into A transpose, something may come. Some more details we may know. Okay, let me just try it. If I get something, let us see. 0 2BC AB minus C and A minus BC into 0 2BC AB minus C A minus BC. Okay, if I multiply, let me see what happens. 0 square plus this will become 4b square plus c square. This into this is 0, 2b square minus c square. This is 0, minus 2b square plus c square. Okay. And here 0, 2b square minus c square. This is a square plus b square plus c square. This is a square plus b square, a square minus b square minus c square. This is 0 minus 2b square plus c square. This is a square minus b square minus c square. This is a square plus b square plus c square. Okay. So I am getting different things. 4b square plus c square equal to 1. A square plus b square plus c square equal to 1. 2b square minus c square equal to 0. And a square minus b square minus c square is 0. Will there be ABC value satisfying all that? I have to check. Here I can write c square equal to 2b square. If I write that, I will get a square equal to 3b square. This is a relation between A, B, C. Now, will both give the same data. Let me see. If I write c square as 2b square, I'll get here 6b square equal to 1. Here if I write also 6b square equal to 1. B square, 2b square, and 3b square. Yeah, 6b square equal to 1. So basically, we are getting a square is equal to b square equal to 1 by 6. A square is equal to 1 by 2, and c square equal to 1 by 3. Okay, and then you can really find AB. Then you can do it. So there are two ways to do this question. Really find the A into A transpose equal to identity matrix. Not just ABC value product. You can find A separately, B separately, C separately. Right? But otherwise, you will directly take that. You will be able to get ABC. Both are fine. The second one little takes time, but there is some other question I can ask here. What is the value of 100a square plus 5b square minus 9c square or something? Then only that will not help you. You have to do the whole thing. Is it okay? 28.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, passage 2, there is matrix A and matrix B. First question, anybody any doubt? Second question. Okay, anyway, you can find that A and that B separately. That AB you can find. That A may come 1 or something, that may come 24 or something.
That of A is -1, sir.
Okay, just a minute. Just 1 minute. Okay, just 1 minute. There is some disturbance here. Okay. Sorry. All of you can hear me now?
Yes, sir, we can.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So,
Yes, sir.
Det of adjoint of any matrix will be det of that matrix whole power n minus 1. Here it is whole square. And det of AB is det A into det B whole square. This is 1, this is 24, something like that. So it will be 24 whole square. Next, coming to the second one. In fact, each adjoint, if you remove it, will get whole square. Am I right? I may have a formula for adjoint of adjoint A is that A power n minus 1 whole square and whole power n minus 2 into A and all. But if you take the inner part that because of this adjoint, when you remove, you'll get whole square because of 3 by 3. Like that, will get 4 times. So it will be like that A whole square, square of that, square of that, square of that. But that A is 1. So how many times you square it, it will be 1 only. Is it okay, the second one? The passage? Okay. Okay. Integers first question. Any doubt?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Sir, can we multiply P on both sides and
Yeah.
go on getting in?
Yes,
Get
yes, that's what I'm going to do.
Sir, it is like trial and error.
Not trial and error, yeah, in one sense, but the thing is, we are able to find P cube and everything as a linear expression for P. Okay, P power n is equal to 5y minus 8. Let's say if they ask P power 7, for example, I have to just do 7 times. Okay, at least let us find P cube and we'll see what happens. Okay. Multiply P on both sides, we'll get P cube is equal to P minus P square, and in the place of P square, I can put I minus P. I got 2P minus I. Whether any pattern comes or not, we'll see after a while. Okay. Again, multiply P on both sides, we'll get P power 4 is equal to 2P square minus P. And in the place of P square, I can write I minus P minus P. That is 2I minus 3P. Again, multiply P, you'll get P power 5 is equal to 2P minus 3P square, 2P minus 3 into, again, P square is I minus P. I will be getting 5P minus 3I. Okay. Now, I think at least I coefficient you can see. Here it is I, P square. In P cube, it is minus I. After that, 2I. After that, here, 3I. That is in P power 6, what will happen? 5P square minus 3P. In the place of P square, I can write I minus P minus 3P, which is 5 minus 8P. 5I minus 8P. Okay. The point here is we are able to find P cube in terms of P and I. P power 4 also in terms of P and I. P power 5 also in terms of P and I. P power 6 also in terms of P and I. But if somebody asks me directly, tell me what is P power 100 in terms of something into I, something into P, what are these numbers? Okay. Some questions we'll be able to take directly, but some questions you have to keep on doing it. Okay. They may not ask you this, but I'm sure somebody can easily write some kind of do loop program to find what are these numbers. So somebody knows a little bit about programming, I think can easily understand how to write it. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, you mean
So-
printf and scanf, sir?
What?
You mean programming, sir?
Yeah. I think it's not a very complicated program, just a very simple program. Somebody, if
We
somebody
have to
knows
just
programming.
multiply.
Yeah. Every time the previous result you have to use and just write based on that. Okay. So anybody heard of Fibonacci sequences anytime?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. But what is the sequence rule?
You have something like an equal to an minus 1 plus an minus 2, or 2 times an minus 1 plus 3 times an minus 2. Something will be there. They will give you first term. They will give you second term. Keep on using this formula. You can find third term, fourth term, fifth term, sixth term, like that, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So some of them telling nth term directly is very, very easy. Okay, based on these numbers, initial numbers. But for some other initial numbers, it may be complicated. It is about initial numbers. No, it's not about initial numbers. It is about these numbers also. The coefficients. Okay. Sometimes I may be able to tell. Sometimes I may not be able to tell easily. In fact, I can easily make up something for you. Let us say my an is actually 5 times 2 power n and let us say 2 times 3 power n. Okay. I know I'm telling the answer first. What is my nth term? Okay. Now, what is my a1 if I put n equal to 1? 10 plus 16. If I put a2, what will come? 5 4s are 20 plus 18, 38. Yeah, I can give these two. And then I can tell an is equal to, in terms of an minus 1 and an minus 2, I think it's easy to find a relation. Okay.
So simply we can do a minus 1 an. We get.
No, I want n to be eliminated. I don't want to write answer in terms of n. Okay. So I may be able to write 2n minus 1 plus 3 an minus 2, something like this. I may be wrong, but I'm just telling you. Okay. My actual answer may be this. But when I give this, okay, anyway, the roots are here are 2 and 3. So I should be getting here 5 and here 6, something like this. It will become definitely. Yeah. But these 5 and 2 will depend on these numbers what I give. If I change 7 here, 8 here, it will be more or less like this only, but these numbers will change. Okay, anyway. But sometimes in Fibonacci sequence, we may not be able to tell nth term like this. Sometimes we may be able to tell, but it will be in thirds, like it will be root 5 plus 1 by 2 whole power n plus some 7 into 5 minus 2 whole power n. Don't worry about all this. Somebody doesn't know about Fibonacci sequence, don't worry. My point is, when they give some question like this and ask p power 100 or something, 1 or 2 cases we may be able to tell easily, but not always. So here, as I said, really find p square, p cube, p power 4, p power 5 till you reach the answer. Is it okay?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay. Something like this you have done in our main set advanced material, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. May not be this is given n asked. I think p power 5 or something is asked. We found it, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fifth question. Anybody any doubt?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fifth question. The question is very simple. Trace of a equal to trace of b. But after that, one may ask how to guess or tell x, y, z values, right? So trace of a is x square plus y square plus z square, and trace of b is 2x plus 2y plus 2z minus 3. One thing you can remember for all these 2 years is, whenever they have one equation, last 2 unknowns or 3 unknowns, it will only happen when it is some extreme case. Otherwise, one equation, 2 unknowns means infinite solution should be there. Similarly, 2 equations, but number of unknowns are 3 or more, usually will have infinite solutions. Okay. So here one equation I have to find x value, y value, and z value. Okay. It is only possible when it is some extreme case. I'll tell you what is that extreme case. But anybody want to guess or tell the answer? What are x, y, z values?
Sir,
1 1.
Okay. Yes,
we
correct.
can write it as x minus 1 whole square, y minus 1 whole square plus z minus 1 whole square.
Yes, that's good. If you bring one side, you can write x minus 1 whole square plus y minus 1 whole square plus z minus 1 whole square equal to 0. Something square plus something square plus something square equal to 0 means it is only possible when each is 0. You will get x equal to y equal to z equal to 1. Okay. So it is not only knowing about what it trace. The question is actually very simple from the maths and determinant point of view. But from here, getting this, you have to just get an idea to write it as perfect squares.
Sir,
Yeah, please.
if we write x square plus y square plus z square as x plus y plus z whole square minus 2x minus 2yz minus 2zx.
You want to write like that. You want to say the quadratic equation of x, y, z. That is also nice, maybe. Let us do that. If you want to subtract, add 2xy, 2y, 2z on both sides, you will get x plus y plus z whole square equal to 4 times x plus y plus z minus 3 by adding 2x plus 2y plus 2z on both sides, right?
Yes, sir.
If you bring one side, you will get x plus y plus z minus 1 into x plus y plus z minus 3 equal to 0. Either it is 1 or 3. You may get that. But equal to 3 is not possible by this logic. Sorry, equal to 1 is not possible by this logic. You understand, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, even though it is giving something that that means if any one of them happens, this may be true, but when this will happen only for this, not for this. Okay. So why did we get that extra additional solution?
Sir, if you write
Yeah.
it x
No,
y,
no, it is possible. Yeah, tell them something.
x plus y plus z whole square plus 3 equals to 4 into x plus y plus z.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Bring this set, factor, that is this step, right? You want me to add 2x plus 2y plus 2z on both sides or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I added 2x plus 2y plus 2z, that became this one. If I added 2x plus 2y plus 2z, 4 times x plus y plus z minus 3. Bring this side. This is a quadratic equation in terms of x plus y plus z. I wrote like this. Either this value is 1 or 3, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. But why it is only 3, but why not 1? We will not be able to give explanation now, because here x, y, z are real numbers. That's why this when sum of the squares is 0, they all must be 0. But in complex numbers, we'll get some other cases. I think equal to 1 will come at that time. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir,
Yes, please.
sir, one equation, three unknowns means definitely all three should be equal.
Whether all three are equal or something else, but it should be some kind of extreme case like that. That is, we will be able to write it as sum of some perfect squares equal to 0. Something like that will come. Is it okay?
Okay, sir, then we will substitute in the first step x equal to y equal to z equal to k, sir.
Yeah, that is here. Let's say I change the question. You may not be able to take x equal to y equal to z equal to k. You may have to take x equal to 2y equal to 3z equal to k. Here it's okay, but in some other situations, it is not necessary that x, y, z should be equal in that extreme case. Is it okay?
Sir. Okay, sir.
Okay, that's it. Any other doubts? Anybody in the exam? Okay, no problem with the key, right?
No, sir.
Okay.